I was thinking before open we go and tap into these zones. Let's see. It looks like it may be happening now. I think you guys should be able to see my screen here. Uh-oh, hold on. Yeah, tapping into these zones up in here. I was thinking we may break the low of the day, but um we didn't go back down there. So we'll have to hold off on that. But yeah, there's a little bit of liquidity up above here. As you can see, it's full. All of these are limit orders. We got gold marked up too. So we've got liquidity sitting right below. I actually drew these zones up first. And then after I was done drawing the zones up, I noticed these big spikes of like these big orders sitting above and below the zones. So to me, it would make perfect sense at open for price to run up there and grab those areas. I just don't know which way it'll go first, if it's going to go up or down. So we'll have to watch and wait. But that sets it up for a pretty nice trade. I mean, if it breaks up above, grabs it, it does a fake break, then that'd be an instant trade. You don't have to trade the initial push because that's normally the trap. You could look to trade after, or you could just watch for the next 20 or 30 minutes until the market slows down. I've also got, this is Asian session low, afternoon session low, afternoon session high. We've got yesterday high, yesterday low, and this is actually kind of like the overnight high and low as well. So this is Asian, but I'm saying this to say that we never went up above the Asian session, the afternoon session, and once we created the high, we never went up there and tried to do like a liquidity sweep or anything like that. So maybe we get a push up there. Looks like plenty of opportunities. All right, she's open. NASDAQ shot straight up. Wow. See, that is a crazy open right there. Huge move. $1,000 move right there. Look at that. That's crazy. All right, well, we may go for that high a lot sooner than I thought.
No daily levels today, Ken?
I'm working on it right now. I don't know why, but I'm getting an error on the website. I was thinking, man, I bet you this is going straight to a volume level. I have NASDAQ. I don't have ES or gold yet, but let me put NASDAQ out over there real quick. I can't believe it didn't go above that high. I was kind of looking for a trade right there. 15-minute. All right, so I'll put in the NASDAQ ones. And then normally when I get that error message that's popping up there on CME, hold on, I have to check this. All right. Yeah, normally when I get that message, I have to wait about 10 minutes before I can try to, if I even try to go to the website, it will give me another message. Wait a minute. This is for ES. Hmm. All right, there's NASDAQ. I want to see if it went to one. They shot it went up above this one we had up at 700. We can put it this way: it slammed through all three of the volume levels that we had popped up there, and then we've got one more up at 750. Which that wouldn't be too bad if price went up to 750 and take that current daily high. I don't think after a push like that, I don't think that this thing is done, but we'll have to wait. I mean, look at it, nice push up, a little bit of a pullback. Let me go check the volume and stuff on there. Yeah, yeah, so lots of volume, weaker pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if the price doesn't keep going up. Go up higher to those up at least up above the highs. I'm so caught up watching NASDAQ, I missed the one on gold where it just dipped below that low. I was watching this area. It dipped below it, closed with a wick, popped up for a nice little trade. Could have been a kind of like a flushed out trade, but we'll see if it happens again. This is the current low right there. That was a lot more exciting than yesterday's open. No signals yet. Not on Titan anyways.
On the 1 minute, looks like it's forming a flag.
On NASDAQ.
Yeah.
You mean like that? How it's making kind of a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I'm still kind of bullish on it just because I think it's weird that it hasn't broken the high. Like, what are the chances it goes 2 ticks below the high? You know what I mean? This typical buyer trap. You get people start buying as prices are going up there, anticipating that it's going to break above the current daily high or the. Yeah, exactly that. And see, this is what I was talking about when multiple times we've talked now about watching these, right, as prices are coming to those volume levels and using them as targets. I love using them as targets, but that's why I added the zones to it. That's the one reason I added those little zones, because got to a point where I kept targeting those volume areas and price would come right up to these volume areas, but it just wouldn't touch them. So I put this little zone thing on here so that it would I could target the zones around it instead of the actual level, maybe a point off or something like that. It just does it too often for it to be a coincidence. Also, we've got pretty aggressive selling right now. Pretty much since the candle, we had the one big candle that pushed up, and then on the 1 minute, and then one more candle thereafter. They actually started selling in this candle here. The delta is red on this candle. So there was more aggressive selling than buying in here. And then now some of this could have been profit taking, right? So I don't know, careful profit taking as to not press price back down. But from that candle right here, we had Delta pushing down all the way, even to where it is now. Delta has not yet made a higher high. It's just come down.
And look at the delta on MNQ. It's the exact opposite.
Really.
It's way different.
Yeah, man, that just messes with my mind.
I know that I have them both open, but I'm like they're exact opposite.
You see why months ago I said I wanted to trade gold, because NASDAQ, there's just too many weird things. Like, all right, NASDAQ and gold. I mean, NASDAQ and mini and micros, they've got to move together, right? Because NASDAQ has to go up. And if order flow is a true thing, then that means that when you have buyers or sellers, the price has to go up. Well, how could you have people selling micro heavily, pushing price, supposed to push price down, but then you could also have them buying NASDAQ heavily, supposed to be pushing price up? Who's gonna win? What's gonna happen here? It just
Yeah,
it adds too many variables, and I'm telling you, man, it makes me want to just strictly focus on gold, because gold, there should be only one. Now, of course, you're gonna have micro gold and regular gold, and then watch, there might be the same situation, but I don't know, man. It's
well,
weird.
the price is the same, it's just the delta, for
Yeah.
the most part, is the same. But, like, especially, like, right now near the beginning of the open market,
Yeah.
like, it's just totally different.
Yep. 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 I made some pretty good progress on that course yesterday. I really enjoy making these courses, but it takes me a while, because I'll start making them and then I'll have like new ideas, and then depending on that idea, I have to sometimes redo things. But just like little idea, like as I'm making it, other little ideas have come into my mind, ideas that I had before. Like, yeah, I'm sure some of you guys have heard of like kill zones and things like that. Well, like they're, kill zones, you have London kill zone. Now, I should say a lot of people call things kill zones, right? Like there's then people that have renamed that stuff to other things, but kill zone, in my opinion, would be kind of like, hold on, let me just push this button here. A kill zone, in my opinion, is like a perfect storm of situations. It's set up at a specific time, like New York, basically what we're trading right now, New York Open. A kill zone would be a trader intentionally waiting for price to reach a specific area and only executing if price is in that area doing that specific thing, which is what we should really be doing anyways at all times, but that doesn't always happen. Um, but yeah, so like adding in some specific time windows for the trading. Look, there it is. It's doing that thing I was just talking about. Adding in some certain time windows. That way, it's not just trading around the clock. It's like, all right, we're looking for a specific thing at a certain place at a certain time. Did it make? Yeah, it did make a new high.
Cereal?
Hold on.
Hot mic. Get that cereal.
Right. I'm gonna take a. Let me see where it goes. If it taps up into here a little further, if it goes to 35, I'm gonna sell it, because it's only 130 bucks. Yeah, if it hits 735, I'm gonna sell.
And what target, about 715?
Yeah, or even around 715, between 710 715, because POC's down there. VWAP's at 723, so that's kind of the only thing we'd had to watch. I was just trying to see if it would quickly rotate out of that high, but it's not doing that. You know what I mean? Like a super quick flushed out trade. We'll see. It just barely tapped 35. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, with that course, just kind of structuring it a little bit to where not only do we have, it stopped me out instantly. right? It's like as soon as I got in, it went up there. But having just a little bit more structure, because I'm a little afraid to do the order flow stuff because people already have access to so many other things. I'm like, oh man, you do order flow, it's going to give more reasons and to buy and to sell and stuff. But I think if I release it and I've got some structure with it, where it's like, all right, we got order flow, but we're going to use it at these certain areas. At least you'd be able to sit there and practice on certain areas that are going to be probable, because the people are going to realize quickly that order flow should be used at certain times. That's why I trade primarily during the New York session. Like, order flow can help you or it can hurt you, depending on how you look at it and use it.
You right, Ken. I was looking at that recent high here on my
Uh-huh.
order flow. I got 479 trapped buyers at that when they rated that high. I
The
thought it was gonna go down too.
the
I got in about the same time you got in. It went straight to stop loss though.
Yeah, it tagged it, went down, and I was like, hey, that might actually work all right. And then nope.
I used the POC on the candle that made the high, that broke the high.
Which system are you using for your order flow?
Straight of eight.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it did. So, yeah, it's just got a little more. It's got a little juice in it. But I think that trade, regardless, I still think that trade looked good. We had divergent delta. Everything was in line for it to be a good trade. It just didn't work out. And the same thing with what's happening right now. Up here at this high, we just hit this level right here, the 750 level. Only thing that's a little messed up on that one is that the red candle, in terms of rules, right? The second candle here went a little higher, but luckily for us, we can look in there and I can see what actually happened when it went a little higher. And the only thing that happened was more buyers got trapped. So it did go a little bit higher, but it was just more buyers that got trapped. Turned around, slammed it, sold, and you see what it's doing now. Now we're probably going down to that 710 area, 715 to 710, one or the other. So, but man, it's a perfect example. This is what I'm talking about. I talked about this yesterday with your trading plan and size and how important it is, because see, if you don't use the right size, and if you're not really mechanical, I just hit TP on that. If you're not mechanical, and there's 710, perfect, right back down to the POC.
I made 250 real fast. That's crazy.
Nice. So yeah, if you don't use the right size, then this is what happens. Like, it's okay to lose a trade. You've got to be able to work the market. If you're seeing a certain area, right? I was just talking about these kill zones, if you will. Right? This was an area where you'd really be looking for a sell. You've got a very strong bias. Now, I took a swing at it. So I actually traded this a few things here. So I traded in this candle and I sold. I tried to sell here when it broke the high. I literally got in at 35 and then got stopped out. But again, you see, I'm getting in at 35 with my stop right above the high. Tiny, we're talking about like 5 points. And then bam, I just got into it again and took it straight back down to the POC, which I said was 710, and it hit that plus 1 point. So if my size was too big, then I would have taken too big of a loss, and I probably would have been nervous or hesitant about taking the next trade. But if you hunt for those low risk trades and you're losing smaller amounts, I know where my TP is, and and I know it sounds weird, but every time I lose a trade, that means price is just now further away from my TP, which means that the next trade I take, if it still goes for that same TP, I'm going to make back that old loss that I had originally lost, plus the new profit. So it's like almost like I'm letting the market borrow some money, because I'm pretty confident I'm going to get it back. You know, like, hey, you can have that 200 because I know I'm going to get the 200 back plus some. You know,
Wait,
as soon as,
what?
huh?
You gotta draw that out. I lost track to what that was. That
What?
sounds good, but I don't understand.
So basically, like, think of it this way. So I have conviction. Okay, I'm confident that you know, if you were here from the very beginning, I had mentioned that we were going to probably go up to these highs because we haven't swept the high of the overnight highs. I said so, and we had already swept the lows down here. So I said I didn't think it was now. I'll be honest, I did not think we were going to do it all in 2 candles. I did not think we were going to go up that fast, but we did. And so I was already looking at this area for price to sweep the liquidity here and sell. So I was looking at this probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the market even opened, before I even joined the call. I had this ready when I got on here. And so now that means that I'm looking for sales up there at that area. Well, price ran up here and it's, you know, you can see that typical pattern. So I seen price come up here in the delta. This candle is full of red delta. This candle is full of sellers. So they bought aggressively here, which sent price up and sent every retail trader to the buy button. So everyone else is still buying and everyone else is still buying and they're starting to sell or probably take profit. I don't know, but right, because I don't know what they're doing. So, but anyway, I can see the selling that's happening inside of here. And so bam, on the next candle, not the initial push, but the next candle, that was the first sell right here. And then price came back. Okay, this is where you're asking that question. So I'm pretty sure that the price was going to turn around when price broke this high here. So I'm targeting 710, which was down here, right? This level there. So if I'm confident that that level is going to be hit, which I was, right? So I was selling here. Oh, I was selling at 35. So this was my trade entry right here, 735. My stop was right up above the high right here. So I'm thinking, oh, this is super low risk. If I lose this trade, that means that I'm going to lose from here to here. It's less than $200. I know that. So from here to here, if I lose that, but then I know that price is now going to make a new high, which may give me another opportunity to sell. So if you think about what's going on here, all right, we got our level here. If it turns here, great. I go to 710 and I make the money. If it keeps going up to this level, I'm going to temporarily lose, let's say $200. But I know if I can get the trade up here, I'm going to make that money back plus some. Right. So that's what I meant when I said I'm kind of letting the market borrow the money because I know I'm going to get it back. It's not a guarantee. It's never a guarantee when you loan somebody money. But, you know, some people you feel more confident with and others you don't, you know, but with this setup and with everything, it was just it was potential. And it's not every trade. I mean, you're not always going to be able to make your money back when you lose a trade, but it's just the concept and the idea that you can have in your mind when you're trading that, you know, it had more to do with the size. If I wasn't being risk aware, then I may have just used everything I had all in one trade, and now I'm feeling pressure like I can't take this trade because I just lost too much money. Only thing I wish I would have done with this is held on longer, but that's everybody's story. That's the story of our life when it comes to trading. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy here. What was this? This one was NASDAQ. All right, we're back. We just bounced off the midpoint of the day. It came down, bounced right off that midpoint. We're at VWAP. We're actually back at these levels that before the market opened. I think it probably opened like right here. I was looking at these areas. So we've now shot all the way past all of this. We've come back down, retesting this area, and that happens to be kind of the midpoint of the day as well. A lot of times, this is a interesting place to trade. You see, it's midpoint plus it was this area here. I had analyzed some volume inside of this area there. I was thinking at open we may react to these areas, but the way I'm looking at it, look at how you can see where this is where everything changed, right? Like there's a sharp bend in the VWAP right here. It's where price beat the VWAP. It's a round level of 675. Price came back down to the midpoint, the volume area, the old high. This looks like a perfect place for it to bounce. All of these, I mean, even bouncing here, that's $300. Bouncing here, that's $200 right there with one contract. I like how this looks. The only thing I'd like is to get an entry a little bit lower, like down in this area here. Like if you have to find where you're okay with the risk. If your stop is going to go here, where are you okay with the risk? Are you okay with risking $200, or how do you want to do it? There's no delta divergence yet, so you don't have buyers stepping in. You still have sellers, so it could be you might be early to that. Something to think about. We finally got our first Titan of the session for gold. I'm watching that NASDAQ. I'm just seeing it's at the low right now. I'm trying to see if it flips and goes up. I haven't entered anything yet, but if it flips and starts making a new high on this candle, I might jump in, which means I'd be entering at 684, and the stop would be, well, it broke the low. The stop would have been below the low, but now I'm going to really be watching it here, because if I see any buyers, step in, then that's when I'm gonna.
Man, but you sound like a robot.
What?
Sound like a robot.
I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting right at my computer.
All right, you're good now.
All right. Yeah, so I'm watching it. I'm just trying to see if any buyers step in whatsoever in this candle. I had a nice solid push down. Yeah, we're still pushing down. I better stay away from this if I watch it too. See, now I'm watching sell limits chase price. Like it's actually chasing price right now. So see, in this case, this is where I want to just enter and put my stop like above the high of this candle, because I can see a big fat limit order of 71 just chasing current price. So it just makes me think like that somebody doesn't want price to go up. Like they're going to try to absorb it as it goes up. I snagged a quick 200 off of that whole candle that just, I did exactly what I just said. I just entered because like, dude, what are they doing? They got that big fat limit order there for a reason. they're absorbing price as it's pushing down. There's no reason you would put a giant limit order right above current price unless you want to get involved with some serious size, or you're trying to absorb any buyers because you want price to go down. So I sold it. Again, I wish I would have held it, but I got in at 61 and I got out at 51. I got 10 points and there was another 17 in it. So yeah, I made 205. Ugh, makes me feel funny. I could have made 500 off of it, but you know what? Whatever.
The same thing, Ken. I sold out of the 5-minute zone at
That consolidation.
around
Yeah.
720.
Oh yeah.
Took my 1-to-1, but I could have had that's like a 1-to-2, 1-to-3 at this stage of the game. So same thing with gold. I took that short on that. It was a Titan and a zone.
Dude, we haven't gotten no Titans on. I just realized that we haven't gotten a single Titan all morning. This might be a first.
Not one.
This might be a first. It is 10 o'clock and we haven't gotten one Titan on NASDAQ. That's actually crazy. And we've only gotten one on gold since open. Well, if everyone's trading Titans, you're green. Congratulations. You only had one setup.
That's funny.
Sometimes it's like that.
Oh. Can you have a chance to watch that loom?
Oh shoot, no, I haven't watched it yet. It's a little busy at my house right now, so I'm like, with the holidays, kids out of school, so I'll do that today though.
It's all good. Oh. Matt was asking about it, so I just told him that I had sent it to you for review first before we shared it.
Okay, I will look at that after we're done trading, which I may cut trading a little early for me. You guys can hang out and stay in here and do your thing. But I've got a lot of I straight up have a lot of work to do right now. So I'm getting my trading done. I've already hit my goal for the day, so I'll share that with y'all here. It's my new normal. There's my daily results for the 23rd.
Nice.
Similar to yesterday.
Nice work.
Yeah. So that was just all price action today because we only got the one Titan anyways, but I hang out a little bit longer. I'm here to help if anyone needs anything. Keep looking at the chart, see if we can find any more opportunities, but I'll probably hold off on trading and then I'm gonna hop off, got some stuff to finish, and then Darren, I'll go over your video as well.
How did that message go through yesterday? Did I post it right?
Say that again?
How did that message go through yesterday? Did I post it right?
Well, let me see. Where'd you post it at?
I don't know. You were telling me to post it in the Discord. So
there's an echo.
Yeah, that's my. I don't know why my microphone is going on.
I'm looking for your post. I'm looking for your post. I don't see it yet.
You go to your messages in the Discord. I think I shared it directly to your messages, I think.
Oh, okay. I know. What happened was you tried to send me a message, and so instead of posting it in our Discord, what you did is you tried to send me a private message, and I've got my account set up to not accept messages. So what you want to do, if you want to share your results, is there's a tab called Profits and Testimonies inside of the or testimonials inside of the Discord. You can just go in there and you can paste it in there. Anytime you want to share anything, you can put it inside of there, and that way everyone can see it.
Okay, cool.
File new, like worksheet, and you just want to save it. Copy and paste it onto the worksheet over here.
Did somebody
I have a
else?
question. I'm still new to the futures, and
Okay.
I'm going to be joining the mentor. When you're talking about Titan, what does that mean?
These are Titan signals right here. So I know in my screen it might not be huge, but Titan is this right here. It's what plots these buy and sell signals on the chart. So
Okay.
it's kind of like the main tool that we use. This one's good for giving you some structure. It's going to tell you buy here, sell here, and then you'll combine that with your trading plan. And then of course we have other tools. We have price action, and things like that. So this is like our main. If you want to get started and start generating results, start with the Titan. And if you want to start making, trying to squeeze more profit out of it and make money, with other strategies and stuff like that, obviously we've got access to anything and everything. But Titan is the main one. It's what I've always got up on my screen. Here's a Titan right here. This is what it looks like when it's pending. So you've got, your contract size, how much you're deciding you want to risk. It'll tell you your TPs and your stop loss. You're just waiting for price to reach that level. And once that
Okay.
So how you'd be trading that right now is you'd be placing, because it's a pending entry, so you'd be putting a buy stop right here. So you'd be
Okay.
going in, you'd say, all right, here's my stop, my buy stop, here's my TP. You could put both of those things in, and then as soon as the trade is actually triggered, then you would go and you'd put your stop loss. And then bam, you're
Nice.
locked into the trade. You'll see it change here in a second. It's just got to touch the line. And it's got to touch it. There it goes. See how now we have taken the trade at this point, right? And so it says
Okay.
it says exceeds risk because I have my risk set to 500, and so depending on how much you're risking, it's going to determine your contract size for you. So that's. See, I just bumped it up in the settings, so I changed it to $750. Now it doesn't exceed risk.
Got one.
This one specific one, yeah, they're all different. So and I gotta make the size smaller.
Yeah.
This is how I run it on mine.
That Titan right there was right on the money.
Where she at?
It couldn't have came up at a better time.
Yeah, right out of that zone too.
Yeah, finally got one.
Yeah, so we
Titan
just
Zoom.
we just had a Titan set up on NASDAQ. It's a quick little bink, little TP hit, little TP hittage.
Thank you, Ken, for the info. That was great.
You're welcome.
I got numbers in that.
I see that.
It's checking.
I need to look at this other chart. Hold on, let me. Oh yeah, Delta's coming in. Delta's starting to come in, and you can see the buyers starting to step in. You see how it's starting to slope up, but I don't know about this candle. Look at this. We're getting some volume right now. Yeah, I changed something that I had going on my chart. Like I'm trying to figure out the way that I want to do it, but like these little bubbles y'all see on here, I know that you've seen these before, and they indicate like bigger trades, like buy trades and sell trades, but it's actually not doing exactly what I want it to do. It's, to a degree it is, but I want to change something up here. Because see, this is saying buy 75 lots, but there is not. Where did it go? There's not a. See, it disappeared. There now it's back, and now it's gone, and now it's back. Okay, and now it's gone. So it says 75 lots right there, but I'm really looking for something that will look for one specific trade, like that's one trade that's over 100 lots or over 50 lots. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. I think I'm gonna have to set it up with on a tape instead of this little big trades indicator, and then just maybe filter it or something like that. I don't know. Filters.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm looking at you. 811. So at 811.
Look at me. Look at me.
Who's that?
Look at me.
Somebody's got that look at me on. It's very loud. Not just.
That thing creepy, man.
Clyde, look at me. Look at me.
Stop it.
Okay, so I think I might have got this set up a little bit the way I want. So you see, I can see bigger orders coming in, and these are set contract sizes. So like 23 came in at 815, which was now. So if I'm not mistaken, then what this means is that one buy order came in at 23. That's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to, what I want to do is I want to create a few of these and set them side by side where we've got like NASDAQ, MNQ, ES, and MES all next to each other. And then that way, if I see like big buys coming in across the board or big sales coming across the board, maybe I can see some kind of synchronicity coming in where, maybe we see a little opportunity to buy or sell. So see, or like if we're thinking absorption style things, like here we see, big buys coming in. We should see delta, but then the candle is pushing down. Like what we're seeing kind of right here, right now. Like we literally see buys coming in, but price is pushing down. Delta's turning over a little bit, but you get the idea. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out sooner or later. Oh, that's on gold anyways. I'm comparing to the wrong one. This is NASDAQ. So NASDAQ.
Come here, Sway.
First came in. Oh, wow. I guess we got a couple more wins on Titan since the last time I looked. On gold, anyway.
Yeah, that was one on gold, but I missed it. I was looking away and went up there. We're doing pretty good this morning on gold, though. I haven't even looked at it in Q.
Yeah, man, look at that though. It went and it took out those overnight highs and it went all the way back down. This is one of those days where it just comes right back down to the opening price. I mean, this is where the market opened at 7:30. It went all the way up there. Crazy move. And then came all the way back down to the open. And here we are sitting almost no different than we were when we started out this morning.
Kenny, you ever look at anything with trading like the opening range breakout, that type of strategy, with with the tools that we have, like marking out the London high, London low at a 9:30 open, and then wait for it to break and retest and continue to catch the trend, or
I've
something along
done
those
a
lines?
lot. I've done a lot of breakout strategies in my years. I have breakout traded almost anything and everything that can be breakout traded. I've done orb before it was orb. The term orb is the most recent. That's been called the initial balance, the opening range, the are you talking or is that me echoing? Okay, maybe it was just me echoing. So, yeah, so the opening range breakout is in no way a new concept whatsoever. It's just somebody again has renamed something that already existed. That strategy has been out for a long, long, long time. And the thing is, it it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. Does it work consistently enough to where it could be mechanical and you could trade it every day for the rest of your life and have consistent profitable returns over time? I don't know. Somebody would have to sit down and they'd have to either I mean, it would be a really simple strategy to back test because it happens at the same time every single day. The only thing you need to think about if you're back testing that, and if you're going to spend all the time that it takes to back test something properly, all I could say is, all I can say is to don't forget about daylight savings. If you're back testing something, if you go back past November, daylight savings changed. And so you need to account for that and make sure that you're not back testing the wrong candle for a year, right? And so so I don't know. I think that what is the orb the first. See, and that's the other thing is everyone has switched it up. Some people trade the first 15-minute breakout. Some trade. I've always known it as the first 1 hour, the 1 hour after the market opens. That is what is the initial balance. That's
I think the prevailing one is 15 minutes.
yeah, but see
That's what I've seen the most of
yeah. So I don't see
lately, anyway. Yeah.
I don't see a big point in that. I think that people have just taken it down to the 15-minute because they're trying to get closer to that volatile session where price is going to move quickly away from their breakout area. What is 15 minutes? I mean, what is that? The opening range breakout. There's no range. It's 15 minutes. So yeah, it's I don't know. If it works, cool. I don't have enough long-term data on it to know if it is something that works, but I will tell you based on my own experience in the past, breakout strategies work until they don't, it seems like. And I don't know if it's just the fact that the market is so good at those types of uh, efficiencies where, I mean, think about how the market works. The whole idea is to match. We want to make money, but the whole idea is to match buyers with sellers. And so if there are algorithms, which there are, that seek liquidity, the easiest way that liquidity is going to be hunted is using well-known traditional retail patterns. That's going to be support, resistance, flags, It's going to be breakouts of obvious support and resistance. Orb is going to be a major one. Orb, I mean, especially because you see, the more people talk about it and the more it becomes popularized, can you imagine all the volume that starts to collect around there? And it's the most, it's like you're playing a card game, but you're showing your opponent all of your cards. Like the more popular and easier strategy is, you're just sitting ducks with everyone else. That's the way I look at it. I don't know if it's 100, how fast that's gonna work or not, but I know that all these patterns that are developed, or that the reason why these patterns happen over and over again is because the patterns are being harvested. So people think, like a lot of the retail traders, they just think that these patterns are magically happening. They don't just magically happen. They're engineered over and over and over again, so that like if you're a big player and you need tons of liquidity to build a big position, the easiest way to do that is to engineer something very familiar, something that makes everybody jump in, or makes everyone place their stop at that place or this place. And they'll engineer all these setups. And that is why I most times will sit and observe something happening instead of participate in it. Because if you can see it for what it is, like earlier Matt said, oh look, there's a flag right there, it looks like it's making a flag. Most people are going to look at this move and they're going to say, oh yeah, you're right, there's a flag, it went like this, it went like this, it went like this. And then they're going to trade the breakout, right? Now, in this case, if you traded the breakout of the flag, it worked. That's fine. It did work. But what I like to do is I like to watch, because if I can see the flag, I know other people can see the flag. And if other people can see the flag, I know for a fact that the big guys that matter, they can see it. So everyone can see this. So try to put yourself in their shoes. They're thinking the opposite way, right? They're not thinking strategic surgical insertion, gotta 5-point stop loss. They're just thinking, okay, there's going to be tons of buyers right here, buyer galore. They're about to buy. Then you're also going to have traders that buy up above this level.
I know I did. I'm coming back.
Those are the people I call the suckers. I mean, because at some point in your trading, you know how they say, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, right? Like at some point, you either learn or you're a sucker, because like how many times are you gonna try to buy above here? But anyways, right? There's the most obvious pattern. What's gonna happen? Buys, buyer. So what does the big guys need? They need buyers so that they can sell and actually push the price down. So not only that, but this was up above Asian session and overnight highs. So there's probably going to be some orders just chilling up here as it is, right? So if you were a seller, right, if you sold in this area, then you have buy stops as your take profits. Those are converted to buy market orders. So again, more buyers. You have an abundance of buyers willing to enter the market right here. If you're a big institution, that's a selling area for you. So so I know that's a long answer to your question, but all I would do is anytime you're thinking about, oh, look at this strategy, oh, look at that strategy, and especially when it's super popularized and it's based on technical patterns, just always know and always remember that if you're seeing it online and it's popular, it's just a pool of volume. And why wouldn't you, if you had that information? It's not insider information, right? Everyone's orb. So if you had access to that information, where are you going to be targeting liquidity every morning? I mean, it's like you might as well just give them your money. That's the way I look at it. Now, again, I haven't traded any kind of an opening range breakout in so long, because as you see, you know, I normally watch the break. I watch the, if anything, I'm watching an orb happen and I'm not even noticing it. So I don't know if it works good enough for somebody to make a full-time income off of it for the rest of their life, then I'm cool with that. But just my own experience, I stay away from stuff like that because it doesn't seem to last long. It might work for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, where's my edge at? Well, it's not that. It's just the market has, you know, it's liquidity, and it's there every single day. It's going to be harvested. Have any of you guys used the orb like long term, like make and I'm talking about like, have you been able to get payouts? Have you been able to pass evaluations strictly trading the orb and nothing else? Anyone in here?
Well, the other problem with it is that there's multiple ways to trade the orb. You trade a break of the 15-minute, you
Oh
trade
yeah,
a
yeah,
break and
yeah.
a retest of the 15-minute.
Or does the
I
candle
mean,
have to close above it?
exactly.
You
There's
see,
so many different ways to do that too. So you'd have to have again, I mean, it's all about a plan, right? If you have a plan laid out, we're like, okay, I'm gonna stay with this consistently and do your 100 trades and all that, then you can evaluate it. But yeah,
but
there's
yeah.
so many different ways to trade it. I mean, I keep seeing a guy pop up in my YouTube shorts or whatever, and he's doing a 5-minute. He doesn't call it an orb, but he does a first 5-minute candle, and then a break, and then an FVG, and all this other stuff. Like there's so many different ways to trade it. So I don't know.
So
I'd be curious.
yeah, so I'm telling you, I don't know if any of you guys remember my old assistant, but she was into trading as well, and she herself, she noticed every day at 9:30 she would trade US 30 on prop funded accounts. And so she noticed that every day, because I'm telling you, I used to be a huge breakout trader. Some of y'all know I used to love, man, and I'd be in there and I would be breaking out, breakout, catch that breakout. I broke out everything. So that's why I'm when I'm saying what I'm saying about the orb, I got a little passion behind it. It's because I traded breakouts. If there's one person that ever traded breakouts, it was me. And what I noticed was that exactly what you just said, Darren, is that first it starts out, oh yeah, just trade the breakout. Yeah, when it hits that level, take that trade, break it out, take it to the next level, boom, boom, boom. Well, that works great until it doesn't. And then you look at the chart and you say, if I just would have waited for the candle to close, you know, then if the candle would have closed and then I would have taken the trade, then I would have avoided that series of losing trades right here, and I would have made my money. And so then you change it just a little bit, and then and then what happens next. The next time you change it again, you keep doing that over and over, and next thing you know, you're like, okay, we need a break and retest. Now, instead of it being really simple, you're sitting there watching and waiting. So I've done a lot of breakout stuff. In fact, one of the indicators that I used to send alerts to Discord right here. This is a breakout, right? They all said buy above, sell below, right? So this right here, we had buy, sell. All right, so there's that new signal came in. We got buy, sell. You got buy, sell levels. Where it's simple. You're either gonna sell it or you're gonna buy it. So depending, once it pops up, you either buy it or you sell it, and you do it just like that over and over again. So yeah, I used to do a lot of breakout stuff, and I just found over time it works, but then at some point it loses its edge, and then you have to go in and you have to do something else. And so yeah, but we actually have a bot that trades the opening range breakout, and I think what she was doing, if I remember right, was the first 5 minutes. Like, she would mark the first 5-minute high and low of every opening candle. So 9:30 would happen, and or else it was the 5 minutes before the that. But again, it's just a breakout. You're just trading the open, right? Well, this has been quite boring after that hell of an open there. Not much action has happened. We went up, we went down, and now a little bit of kind of compressed style trading here. I don't like this. Squished up deep pullbacks. I mean, every pullback is it's kind of rotating and overlapping, as you see. Like you see, this is overlapping that, and that's overlapping that. So might take this as my cue to go ahead and just hop off of here. A little early trading day, quick in and out. Again, got in, got my goal for the day. No red numbers today. I lost one trade.
Guys. Shut it.
I lost one trade out of my trade. Hold on, I gotta hit the button here. So yeah, you guys do the same. Get in, get your trades, be done. Almost there. We're almost to Christmas. What is today anyways? Tuesday. So we will be here tomorrow. I will be doing a live tomorrow. So we'll get in, we'll look at the market. If it's doing stuff, we'll trade. If it's really flat, really boring, or at all kind of tick to tick type of price action, then I'm going to show up, say good morning, and basically log off. If the market is crappy tomorrow, I'm just not going to trade it at all. So I'd recommend you guys do the same thing. If it's not pumping and looking good and doing what it was doing today, then let's just not worry about trading until trading resumes. So all right, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you need anything, reach out to me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Ken?
Yes.
Have a good day.
John.
Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome.
Have a day.
Thank you, Ken. Bye.
Goodbye. Was somebody asking for some help?
Yes.
What's up?
Yes. Real quick, this is off of futures. Are we still using the PAM account?
Still using the what?
PAM account for Forex?
Yeah, the PAM is still running. Yeah, the PAM is still running. If you need information on that, I can send it to you. It was really slow, man. Like so I'll send you the information and show you the FX book. We finally, out of like 2 years, we finally had one negative month, but it was kind of like we gained like 16% in 1 month, and then we lost all that profit that same month. So the account didn't blow up, but you know, we had a hard month, and then that turned into like 3 months. That turned into like 3 months of him rebuilding and re-optimizing things, and it was basically doing like 2% per month for like 3 or 4 months. And now I'm starting to see it get a little bit more steady. I think we're up like 5 or 6% this month. So yeah, if you want the information, just shoot me a message either on Discord or on Facebook, and preferably Discord. Inside of, you could just do a support ticket, and I'll send the information. It's just as simple as it was before. You just sign up, deposit, and let it do its thing.
Yeah, I did the sign up already, and I have the PAM account, the proper PAM account. I just haven't funded it yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, well then good. Yeah, that's good. If you may have missed out on some profits, but you also missed out on some standstill, sitting around scratching our heads, wondering what's going to happen next type of thing. So yeah, so I'd say right about now you're good to go in.
Okay.
And yeah, and then just all I can say is put it in there and just forget about it for like a solid year or something if you can, depending on how much you're putting in there. You know, just let it do its thing and compound.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. If you need any help, let me know.
Appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.